What's up, YouTube? For tonight, we have a full Aroma Lady Carnation team. Now, this is the lady out of the Battle Mason. I'm not sure if you've actually played that, but she has a specific sort of Pokemon she uses, which is pretty cool. Okay, this one's for Patreon, guys. If you do want your team done, check it out in the description of the video. As always, guys, put those theme teams in the comment section as usual. Any feedback on these videos would be wonderful too. Let's get to it. This was a very, very frustrating team. My luck was absolutely trash. I'm not even going to lie. It was trash. All right, let's get to this one anyway. So we've got Infernape lead. Of course, I saw it in the team preview. I was worried about this Pokemon from the start. Okay, so normal gem fakes out my Ludicolo, which was interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Right off the start, I was expecting like any sort of fire move. Now I'm running a Choice Scarf Ludicolo here with Hydro Pump. I was hoping that Infernape could stay in so I could get rid of it quickly, but that wasn't the case. So Amogus is going to come in and tank that easily. There's nothing I can do to it. I'm fearing getting hit by Sludge Bomb and even worse, getting poisoned there. So into my Ferrothorn here. Now this Ferrothorn, I don't use Ferrothorn very much at all. But on this set, I'm running a Choice Band set. Now I've got Power Whip for nice, very huge Grass Stab there. I've got Knockoff, I've got Gyro Ball, and I've got Explosion. So this thing is really quite, it's a surprise factor, and it hits really, really hard. It's nice. Okay, so I've got Brave Nature on this too to power up Gyro Ball. Okay, so I knock off the Infernape. I was hoping something else would come in, but then again, my whole team's weak to it, so there's a bit of wishful thinking there. Okay, so the Infernape's going to go for the Acrobatics there. I just lived that one. It doesn't really matter anyway that I live because I'm not going to be able to outspeed this. It's going to Mac Punch me there. Okay, so to use Fake Out and Acrobatics, which makes sense. I see what they've done there now, and they've used Mac Punch. So they haven't revealed a fire move yet, which is quite interesting. So I wonder if they actually do have a fire move. Anyways, swapping back into my Ludicolo here, I was like, please stay in. I want to get rid of this thing with my choice to have Hydro Pump. I haven't revealed it. Maybe they're thinking that I've got something to get around them, or they're not confident they can take out my Ludicolo. It's definitely one of those two reasons. Okay, so Hydro Pump misses. Doesn't really matter too much. I mean, it's annoying, but it's got Regenerator, so it doesn't actually phase the Amogus too much there. Okay, so Giga Drain's not going to do anything to my Ferrothorn. Now, I thought, bugger it. I know this I know this Infernape's going to come in on the Ferrothorn. Let's go for the Choice Band Explosion. All risks, and the Superior comes in. So I was like, oh, it's not a bad result. It's not a bad result because Superior could well have Hidden Power Fire too and boost its stats all to the hills with Leaf Storm. So I buried a good Pokemon there, and I can tell you what, they definitely wouldn't have seen that one coming there. I caught a lot of people off guard with this with the explosion on that set. Anyways, so we have Infernape coming back in here, of course. So I knew it would come back in, so let's go into my Ludicolo again. Okay, so I'm going to get faked out here. Now, it's constantly doing chip damage against me. I'm thinking it's going to try and get me in range and just, like, Mac Punch finish me. I need to get around that. I need to finish it before it can get me in range of that. Okay, so I'm taking a big risk here. I was like, they may swap out again because they just seem to be hitting me with Fake Out and running away. Now, Ice Beam hits the Amogus pretty hard there. Now, I wasn't confident that I could get this kill. It would have become really close, but I was afraid. I didn't want to get hit by a Sludge Bomb and get poisoned and that. Like, I needed Ludicolo to finish the Infernape off there. Okay, so I swapped into my Victory Bell here. Now, this is a special sweeping Victory Bell set, but it's got a little bit of a quirk to it. Right, so I've got the Sunny Day on this ride. I'm going to boost my speed. Now, I gave it Weather Ball because I basically needed that one to hit Steel types. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have Solar Beam on this set. I had Belch. This is a Belch Citrus Berry set, and I had the Hidden Power Ground. I didn't really want, I have a cup of Victory Bell. I didn't want to get rid of Hidden Power Ground. I was in a bit of a rush to change some moves on this team from my old Victory Bell, so I would have preferred having Solar Beam on there instead, but that's how it was, I guess. Okay, so the Azumarill's going to come in here. I just went for Weather Ball then because that would absolutely destroy Amogus, and it's going to tank that quite nicely there, obviously because it's not very effective. Now, the Azumarill's going to go for the Aqua Jet there, and I mean Solar Beam would have been so nice there, but I had Belch, and Belch has such a disappointing animation. Like, it's quite situational move to use. I would have thought I would hope they, I hope in the future that gets a more interesting animation, because that was disappointing, but it's very, very powerful. Okay, so Infernape's coming back in here. I'm going to get hit by the fake out. I knew that was coming, but it's not like I had too many checks either. Anyway, so I'm going to get hit by the Mach Punch here. The fake out Mach Punch takes out my Victory Bell. Right, so this Infernape obviously is a very, very big problem and a huge counter to my team. Right, so it's about time. This matchup was, it was destined to happen eventually. Hydro Pump misses. No! I was so salty there because I needed to kill that, and Acrobatics took out my Ludicolo. So at this point in the game, I'm in a terrible, terrible position. I've got 4 of my Pokemon down. I've got the shittiest luck with that Hydro Pump miss, and things are really bad. Okay, so swapping Roserade here. The Infernape swaps out, which is interesting. I'm like, okay, that's cool. At this point, I really didn't even care. I was like, fuck it, I don't even care if it wipes out the rest of my team. So I went for a Sword Dance. This is a physical set. Now, Amoonguss is going to be able to tank this so well, because I'm running a Sleep Powder, a Sword Dance set with Bullet Seed and Poison Jab with a King's Rock. It's a troll set. I have run it before. I'm actually nearly got a couple of sweeps with this set too. I may even try and get some later on the week if I can be bothered. Alright, so Amoonguss is going to start firing Sludge Bombs off of me. Of course they are. Now I'm going to go for the Bullet Seed here and see how much this actually does. It resisted so much, but I was betting on Scumbag Flinch. I really needed some luck here. I was down in a terrible position. Okay, anyways, so I was thinking about the Infernape swap earlier. Maybe they don't have everything invested in speed. I'm not sure. Or they're just being super careful. It surely helped them out with that Ludicolo there. Anyway, so I just tanked that Sludge Bomb, and Bullet Seed actually isn't doing too bad just purely because of the amount of hits that I'm doing with it. Unfortunately, I only get 3 hits for that, and I don't get any flinches at all. I mean, I know it's a very low chance and all, but that's the best I could have possibly done with this Roserade set. I needed more luck there, but that's how it was. Okay, so Amoonguss, it's still got half health. It can swap out, get all its regenerated boosts back. Last Pokemon is my Executor, and I've got a hell of a lot of Pokemon to come up against, and all very, very big threats. Had to speed it up here, guys, because, man, I got my game on. Alright, so I'm going to set up the Leech Seed here on the Gardevoir here. Now, I was like, this is definitely not going to be a Mega. So it sets up the Calm Mind there. So this is more of a defensive set, so I was like, this is not going to last very, very long here. Going for the Psyshock here. It does nice damage considering Gardevoir's defense is basically trash, so that really did help out there. Now it Mega Evolves into the Gardevoir here. So I was like, okay, well, Hyper Voice, this is over. It's a Draining Kiss variant set, so that's a pain in the ass. It just got all of its health back. However, I am running my Harvest set here, so going for the Psyshock again. I've got Synthesis to help me heal. I've got Leech Seed up, and I've got Protect just to stall out some health for Leech Seed and get my Harvest Berry back, because it's not guaranteed every turn. Okay, so I reveal Protect there. Obviously, I really had no choice there. Okay, so getting more health back now. Here, I was like, should I go for the Psyshock or should I go for? I really didn't know what to play here. I just had to go. I had to go like super stally here to try and stay in this battle after this Gardevoir. So I went for the Psyshock again there. I really had to rely on my Harvest here to kick in and just to save my ass, really. Okay, so I am getting pretty lucky with the Harvest hits. It's a decent chance, but it kicked in exactly when I needed to. So I thought eventually they're going to figure out that they can't actually, one-shot me. So I knew they'd eventually go for Calm Mind here, and that's what I was waiting for, to go for the Psyshock. Actually, Psyshock was a 2-hit KO with the Leech Seed damage on both turns, so that's the Mega Gardevoir out. I didn't think I'd actually get past that, but there was a lot of mind games happening in that one. For sure, those turns took quite a while. Okay, so Inferno comes in, goes. I knew it would try and go for the fake out to get some chip damage. It goes for Acrobatics. It doesn't take me out. I'm so bulky in defense. It's not even funny. Psyshock just destroys the Inferno. So it turned out it didn't have any fire moves. So it probably had something like Close Combat. Okay, so that at this point I was like, Can I get it back into this battle? Can I get back into this one? Okay, so Gyarados comes out. It's gonna start firing off Ice Fangs. I'm like, oh, here we go again. I'm gonna get flinched or some shit like that. Okay, anyways, so Ice Fang hits really, really hard there, considering how bulky in defense I am. And it's such a low base power move. The Gyarados didn't seem to have Dragon Dance, which was good at this point. I wasn't sure if I had it or not, like a lot of them do. Then the Amoonguss comes in, so I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I took a really, really risky play there and went for the Psyshock. I just fully relied on my Harvest to help me out then. It was a very risky play, and it did pay off really nicely there because I got some nice damage on Amoonguss. Amoonguss had to really make the decision whether they're going to lose their Amoonguss or take Psyshock damage on their Gyarados there if they want to swap to get regenerated damage. So I take the Amoonguss out, and suddenly the battle has evened up. Somehow it's evened up. Okay, so the Mighty Executor needs to pull through and beat the Gyarados. So Gyarados is going to go for the Ice Fang again. I don't get any flinches, which is nice. So I pop my berry, and it's working very nicely. The Leech Seed misses. I'm like, come on, I can't afford misses like that. Oh man, the bad luck this team had faced the battles previously too. Okay, so luckily I have a healing move. I really couldn't rely just purely on my Harvest. That chance wasn't 100% there. Okay, so basically they don't have Dragon Dance at all. That's quite clear. I'm not sure what item and set they're running on it. I do know, and I will tell you because I did at this point in the game I wasn't aware, but I did actually find out that I'm running Assault Vest on it when I did the how you can re-battle the Pokemon again. Yeah, I knocked their item off, and it was an Assault Vest. Okay, so I've got Harvest Berry here, Harvest Citrus Berry here, and I'm just continuing to. I really need Psyshock and Leech Seed to take the Gyarados out. It was very, very close here at the end. I was so worried about getting flinched multiple times in a row, then my berry not going off. That was a crit right at the end there. I take the Psyshock to the Gyarados' face and take it out. Oh my god, that win. Peace out.
Thank you.